This is the fourth time. Supposedly, they had this experimentalist society of a crossbreed, and we're number 4. Supposedly, technology before us was way further advanced than what we are now, but it's eliminated.
There are videos that make us question logic, and then there are those that leave logic behind. This is that video. If you think it can't get any crazier, sit back and enjoy. Time Compass is taking you straight to the bottom. Underground military bases, surveillance, aliens, unidentified flying objects, otherworldly communications, experimental civilizations, secret experiments, artifacts, and more. Tales of underground worlds have been around for ages. From Shambhala and Eastern teachings, to a secret portal hidden somewhere in the catacombs of a Tibetan monastery which even the Nazis craved, they sent expeditions under the cover of the Ahnenerbe organization. Did they find anything? We still don't know. Then there is Agartha from Western Theosophical teachings. Even writers were inspired by such places. Jules Verne's journey to the center of the earth is one such story. But today we bring you something a little different. Something downright shocking. This isn't for the weak-minded. These are incredible testimonies from people over the past few decades about something that casts all these stories into shadow. Among them is Edward Eddie Abbott, a former military intelligence officer who revealed shocking details about the existence of a vast underground network, unknown technology, alien entities, and secret programs in which he claims to have personally participated. His confession, full of details that sound like the wildest sci-fi script, was recorded by award-winning investigative journalist Linda Moulton Howe in an interview published on her YouTube channel Earth Files. Here is a part of that interview, so let's listen.
And here now is Edward Keith Abbott.
The Cunea Tunnel. That is right next to Schofield. And if you're heading down the road from Schofield towards the ocean, you run right into the Cunea Tunnel, and it's underground. It's a gigantic place buried in the mountain.
And what happens there?
The Cunea Tunnel is basically everything anybody ever says on a phone, on a computer. Those guys are down there, and they're listening to everything. And there's one spot in there that this lieutenant was telling us about that he worked in, and it was called Otherworldly Communications. And I'm like, what? He's like, there's only 8 of us. No one enlisted, just officers. We're all linguists, and we just listen all day to Otherworldly Communications. Come on now. If we're talking about aliens, who can communicate with an alien? And he said that we have been doing this for a very long time, that we're already traveling in space. And I remember seeing them coming down. They were wearing, like, black uniforms. Only thing on their sleeve was a blue circle with a red pointer coming up the top on the left arm. We were told they were space program guys. This is 2007. A space program? What the hell is a space program? They're already in space and on the moon. And there is a dialect, and we do have linguists that understand the dialect. So then, 2 weeks later, a couple of guys I knew that worked in the Cunea Tunnel, I pulled aside and I said, listen, man, that lieutenant said there's a place called Otherworldly Communications. And they said, there is, man. We can't even go in the hallway over there.
Wait, what is this dude even talking about? Underground military bases? Okay, we've heard that stuff exists. People listening to all the communication in the world? Sure, that actually sounds like something real people might be doing. But what's with this otherworldly communication? What the heck is that? Who's communicating with who? Are aliens talking to other aliens? Who the heck are they? That's the real question. Are they from other planets? Other universes? This guy says they know the dialects, so now we can suspect there's more than one group or species of these beings. But this is just the beginning. Things are about to really heat up in the rest of his speech. So let's keep listening.
And then you find out why we're in Iraq. Because there's some artifacts that we have to get out of Iraq. We went to Iraq because we wanted to plunder some kind of artifacts they were looking for. He confirmed this.
That were extraterrestrial from the ancient beginnings of ETs being here. Did anybody say that to you?
Yeah, they said that there were some artifacts from, God, who knows how long ago, that were extremely important, and they were from other civilizations that came to Earth and started the whole program. And one of the officers said that this is our 4th time fourth civilization on Earth that has been this far or even further along than we are. Let's just hope we make it. What does that mean? Hope we make it? Was someone going to take us all out? And he indicated with his eyes that, yeah, we could be taken out if we do it wrong.
Did you say, what could we do wrong?
No, I did not. I wish I would have asked more questions. You know, when you're talking to an officer, you tiptoe with it. You don't know. You might offend him, and then now I'm going to get a pay cut, you know. And everything seemed to be very, touchy. The people were talking, and I think what it is, when you're in the military, you're more apt to talk to each other about things because you know everybody's under, to keep a secret. So it just seemed, I'm going to get killed because I'm learning this stuff, you know.
Wait, what? Now we're hearing the US military went into Iraq not for oil or politics, but to get some kind of artifacts. And not just any artifacts, extraterrestrial ones. So this guy says there were ancient alien objects over there, and that's the real reason behind the whole thing. And someone supposedly confirmed it. Okay, that's wild. He says the artifacts were from civilizations that came to Earth a long time ago and basically started some kind of program. What program? Civilization? Experiments? Colonization? Who are they? Are they still here? What kind of heckin' artifacts did they take out? Also, this isn't the first story linking Iraq to something mysterious. Not too long ago, there was that story about a red-haired giant found in the mountains of Iraq. Supposedly, it killed one of the Special Forces soldiers before they managed to take it down, pack it into a helicopter, and fly it out. We can definitely dive into that one in one of the future videos. Then it gets even weirder. One officer tells him this is our 4th advanced civilization on Earth. 4th, so we've been here before, got this far or further, and wiped out. And now we're just trying again. They are manipulating us, but they don't care about us. Something's wrong here. Also, with the way we are going as the current civilization, those dudes that are parenting us don't seem so friendly and lovely, if you ask me. And yeah, this isn't even the craziest part yet. There's more coming.
So then, after all this is going on, I'm home with my kids. This is in November now. I'm home, and I live just 2 blocks from the ocean in Eva Beach. So James Campbell Highway runs out at my house. I'm in a gated subdivision. You have to have a comm to get in. There's only my family and this old couple right next to James Campbell High School. I'm still talking about Hawaii. So it's 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm outside washing my motorcycle down. The kids are playing, and I look up because I heard something. It got real quiet. And I look up, and there's a craft sitting above the neighborhood just next to mine. And I froze. And my kids looked up, Dad, what is that? I don't know what that is. I sent you the pictures. It was that bent V shape. I never studied craft like this. I don't remember seeing anything like this in any briefings or anything. And I grabbed my phone, and I took some pictures. And the pictures I sent you, that's the best I could get them. Every time I would take them, they were screwing up. I check them, I take it, and it was distorted picture. Why are my pictures going so crazy? So I managed to get 3 good shots, but my phone was almost inoperable the whole time this thing was around. So for about 45 minutes, this craft just sat there. Not a sound. It didn't move at all. Then you could hear 2 jets coming. And as the 2 jets were coming behind me on my left, this is where the jets were coming from, Pearl Harbor area. From Hickam to my right and my back, 2 Blackhawks were coming. So I'm like, oh boy, what's going on here? And this thing started to move. And it was so quiet, and it was it just subtly drifted towards Diamond Head. And as the jets got closer and the helicopters got closer, this thing was gone. And you could see it, but you could tell it's miles away instantly. And it went straight down into the water. I'm like, what the hell did I just see happen here?
And what did the 2 Blackhawks do?
They all went out where it went, and they circled. So now they got this search party going, and it happened through the night. I sat outside in the dark in my porch smoking cigarettes and watching these guys circle the same area. So whatever went in the water, they were desperately trying to find it. Definitely not ours. I got pictures of this thing. Holy cow.
Were you able then to ask as a Army analyst in Intel?
I took my pictures back to the base, my phone. I had made copies of them just in case. So I took pictures back, and I'm like, you know what I saw last night? Yeah, we don't talk about that. Between me, we don't talk about that. Like, listen, Abbott, you're new here. Believe me, it's not the first time. And then I got a call to the office of Colonel Grove. He's the CO. And I go in the office, I stand at attention. Specialist, did you bring your cell phone with you? No, sir, I did not. It's sitting outside of S3. I told one of the lieutenants to go get my phone. I brought my phone in. He took my phone. He took my card out of my phone. He said, if you ever take a picture of anything like that again and you do not report to me, I'll take care of you. You're dismissed. My phone was given to me with no card. Thank God I backed up the pictures on my home computer. Yeah, I went from being lighthearted to very serious and pissed off that I took pictures, as if I was to know better not to even talk about that stuff.
Edward Abbott was confused about why Commanding Officer Colonel Grove would be so angry about the 3 cell phone images that Eddie didn't think were very good, and that they were of whatever it was the 2 Nighthawk helicopters chased. Eddie already had been told confidentially a lot about aliens and UFOs at his previous intelligence training assignment in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. And that's why he always looked for UFOs to photograph.
Can you imagine just chilling at home with your kids, and out of nowhere, this silent, weird-shaped craft just appears over your neighborhood after all the craziness you've already been through, and then your phone starts glitching when you try to take pics? Like it's reacting to the thing, messing with your tech on purpose, or hands was just shaking. Then, jets and 2 Black Hawk helicopters show up, and the whole thing just vanishes into the ocean. Those Black Hawks, they're popping up in a lot of these stories like they were noticed at Antarctica and many mysterious places after strange events. Some folks even say ancient Egyptian carvings show helicopters that look exactly like Black Hawks. Weird, right? They circled the area all night like they were desperate to find whatever went under the water. But seriously, who the heck was circling who? The military jets chasing that weird V-shaped craft? Or those Blackhawks? Who's chasing who here? We've got flying Batman-style intergalactic vehicles, military jets, Blackhawks, and none of them seem particularly friendly toward each other. It's like 3 factions in the same sky, and nobody's on the same team. Edward takes those blurry pics back to base thinking maybe he can talk about it. Nope. The colonel goes full hard ass, takes his SIM card, and warns him off. No pictures, no stories, no questions, and Edward's left confused, like why such a big deal about a few photos. But hey, he's no stranger to this kind of stuff. He's already been trained on alien intel before, so he knows how hush-hush this all really is. So these images we're seeing now are actually one of those 3 that weren't so blurry, the ones Eddie managed to save and hide. Makes you wonder, right? What else are they hiding, and why all the secrecy over something that big? And this is not even the end. There's more. Don't forget to like and share.
Honest to God, at Fort Huachuca, they have labs under there, and if you go near the mesas and you mess around with the mesas, look out, they will get you.
Who will get you?
The aliens that are under the mesa. They are there, and they have been there long before us, I was told. Long before us. And that they've already dug themselves in. We've never noticed them because they did all this so long ago. They're already embedded. So now you start wondering, are the people that are saying stuff about Archuleta Mesa telling the truth? Because what I heard is that's the truth, that we work with them under some kind of a treaty. Supposedly one of our presidents made a treaty.
It's supposed to be Eisenhower.
Was it? Okay, they never said it. They said one of our presidents, and that they agreed to give people to them to do their experiments in exchange for technology. And for us not to go back to the moon or something, because there's helium something on the moon. I would remember that, too.
And probably animal mutilations were part of that treaty as well. They were allowed.
Yeah, I know that they're supposedly mixing with our seeds, and they have to have a place to house that embryo. So I know that that's what they're doing. They're housing the embryo. At a certain point, they remove it from the cattle. That's one thing that everybody talked about, stuff like that. People that know what's going on, older people that have been in the military 20, 30 years, will actually talk about that, and they'll laugh. And they'll say, everybody thinks it's us in our black helicopters, and it's not us. They're just growing babies. Like, wow, that's sickening. Major Hollowell, I think his name was, he's the one that confirmed that that's what they do. And he used to say, yeah, they always think that it's something to do with our government. They think the black helicopters got something. It's not. They're growing babies, and that's the safest way to grow babies, sight unseen, so that they can have their hybrid babies come out of these cattle.
And did anybody say to you, there is X% of alien Homo sapiens sapien hybrids on planet Earth?
They never said a percentage, but they said that they're walking among us all the time, and we walk right past them. And that's how close they look to us, that they will fool anyone.
And what do you understand is the biggest picture in relationship to why extraterrestrials based on Earth before Homo sapiens sapien ever stood up, i.e. Homo erectus in Africa 2 million years ago, is the first standing up primate that we recognize. If the extraterrestrials have been based on our planet and the moon and Mars and other planets in our solar system and beyond for, let's say, 270 million years, way before Homo sapiens sapien ever came into existence, why would our human governments make treaties that would give technology in exchange for extraterrestrials to take humans from the surface?
I was told this is our 4th time. We're no threat to them at all. The only thing that we're threatening is ruining the planet. But we're not a threat. And they don't want to eliminate us, but this is the 4th time. Supposedly they had this experimentalist society of a crossbreed, and we're number 4. Supposedly technology before us was way further advanced than what we are now, but it's eliminated. We can't even find it because it's eliminated.
Why? Why is it eliminated?
They eliminated. Supposedly they eliminated society before this one.
But why?
Because we're a warring people, and we cannot be controlled unless we fight each other, and everything that we do is destructive. So every society before us was destructive, and we're just going down the same path. We're destructive. It's just in our makeup. And I think they're trying to create something better. I think the whole goal is, from what I hear from just listening to these people talk, is they want a better society. They want a better human hybrid.
Yeah, so what do we make of all this? We've heard about secret tunnels listening to otherworldly communications, ancient alien artifacts hidden in war zones, and mysterious craft silently hovering over neighborhoods. We've seen the military scrambling with Blackhawks and jets chasing unexplained objects, and then the strict orders to keep quiet, erase evidence, and never speak of what you've seen. Edward Abbott's story pulls back the curtain just a little on a world most of us never get to see. A world where extraterrestrials might be deeply entwined with human history, where treaties and covert operations shape what we're allowed to know, and where hybrid beings might be living among us, invisible in plain sight. We're supposedly the 4th experiment, the 4th civilization on Earth. The others were way more advanced but got wiped out. We know about disasters. Even the Bible talks about it when everything was erased. We have proof of a great flood. So this isn't just sci-fi, it's part of our history, buried deep. Is this just military paranoia? Or a glimpse of a secret reality? This is not the only case of some military personnel talking about similar events. Now we're left questioning, is this real? Or are they all brainwashed and spreading info to create a narrative about extraterrestrials, something that could turn into a new religion? Out of many whistleblowers, we should remind about Phil Schneider, who in the early 90s talked about an incident when he shot a stinky alien while they were digging tunnels for underground bases and breaching to aliens. He barely survived the shot from this garbage-smelling alien. Phil Schneider is one of the most fascinating stories out there, and guess what? He died under suspicious circumstances after spreading this story, but we'll leave that for the next video. The point is, every day more people talk about familiar incidents or events, underground bases, soul containers, Earth Zoo. What the heck is going on? If part of this is true, we are living a much bigger picture than we know. I'm sure this interview leaves more questions than answers. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. How many of them exist? If they created us, then left us, but they need cows to breed themselves, are they dumb as we are? Just like we can't get along without warring, they can't breed babies without cow mutilations. And cows, what's going on with cows? In India, cows are holy animals, yet here they get cut up. Is everything connected, past, present, future? Does it look like everything lost its compass in time? Thanks for watching Time Compass. Please like, share, and subscribe.